In this tutorial, we'll show you how to create this book using different finishing processes from folding and cutting and trimming and perfect binding and corner rounding. We're first going to start out with about 40 sheets of paper. You don't have to count them out exactly, but it should stack up to about 3/16 of an inch thick. You're then going to place these in the folder. You first have to push down the tray. Don't push down out here, but right there, push down and then place your papers between the guides and then push this red lever to raise the tray back up. Then push start and your papers will be folded in half and come out the output tray. Of course, it won't go that fast, but you'll have 40 pages folded in half. You then take these sheets over to the guillotine cutter, jog them by hand, and then we're going to divide it up so that half the folded edges are on one side of the stack and half are on the other side. So we approximate half and then flip them around so that there's equal amounts of folds on both sides of the stack. We're then going to cut the paper in half. It's 8.5 inch paper, and so we have to change this to 4.25 inches on the cutter. So then when we put our papers in there, it'll cut it exactly in half. Jog them up and place them against the guides and the back fence. And now we take these out. Now the cut edge is going to be nice and smooth, so we're going to keep those edges together, placing those stacks on top of each other, and then we can place those papers into the perfect binder. We've got to make sure all the pages are nice and flush against the bottom and to the back. And then we clamp it together, pushing the clamp button, and then we come over, again checking to make sure everything's nice and flush. The top doesn't matter as much. As long as the bottom is flush, we're good. Then we grab a cover sheet and place it underneath the guide to hold it in place, and then have it touching those other two guides at the front of the binding machine. Once it's set, we can press the start button, and the carriage will move across the blades and the glue and then attach itself to the cover. I like to hold the pages and go down with it and just hold it for a few seconds until that glue hardens up a little bit. We can then take it off the perfect binder and then take it to the guillotine cutter for additional trimming, some finishing trims. And we're not going to trim off very much, just enough to get a nice, clean, smooth edge. So we adjust the cutter and eyeball where it needs to go, and then we trim off the excess there. And again, put all your stuff in the trash. We rotate the book 90 degrees and then trim off the front edge of the book. And then one last trim. And I like to use the right hand side of the guillotine cutter. It seems to cut a little bit better than the left hand side. But we cut off the third side, and your book is almost done. We'll then take it over to the corner rounder, and we place it in here, and then we turn it on using the right button, and then use the foot pedal to make the hydraulic curved punch cut a round corner on the book. Then we place the other corner in there, and there you have it. You are done with your binding processes. We want to make sure all the pages are snug and that there's a nice clean line with the glue there so all the pages are nice and firmly glued to the book.